Butterfly.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Crown Television. I'm your host, Terry J, and tonight we're going to discuss Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 2. So, on the beginning of episode 2, the ladies are still at the dinner table, and we still have Giselle and Karen going back and forth, going at it about Giselle's fiery box and her fiery crotch, and the trip to Sing Sing, which we're all trying to figure out what the fuck is Sing Sing. What Sing Sing really is a prison. And Karen got confused and thought that it was a mental institute. Hence, she's trying to let us know that back in the day, when Giselle and Jamal Bryant had broke up, it drove Giselle crazy and she ended up doing a stint in a mental institution. So we end up with a fiery box, some kids, and a stint in a mental institution. All the signs of a bad relationship, child. Then Wendy cuts everyone off because the chef is there to present the salad, and it is a walnut, pecan, blue cheese, spinach salad. So the ladies take a pause, like, okay, bitch, put the salad down so we can get back to it. So, chef puts the salad down, the ladies jump right back in. Mia starts taking up for Giselle. She says, well, I can't say she's a horrible person. She seems like she has a good soul, and I'm a very good judge of character. Which is very weird because Karen Huger is the one that brought Mia onto the show, so you would think that she would be taking Karen's side. Karen admits, okay, Giselle, I'm gonna let you know where all of this shit started. We've been beefing for years. I'm gonna tell you why it is that I started with you and why it will never be over. A few years ago, they rolled the tape back. Ray, Karen's husband, and Giselle were having a conversation. And Ray told Giselle, like, look, you got them green eyes, you got that bright skin, you're beautiful or whatever, but what do you have to offer a guy? What kind of love can you give a man? Because one day, your looks will surely fade. And Giselle took offense and said, my look's gonna fade. Because Ray's so old, she says he will be dead and 6 feet under before my looks fade. Karen says that she equated that to Giselle wishing death on Ray. Many. Wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, but I can't see. Anyway, sorry, that just made me think of that. I think it's a little bit of a reach. Giselle is dead fucking wrong for saying something about that man's death, but did she wish death on him? I don't know. I guess it's however you interpret it. Robin jumps in. How is that wishing death? That's not wishing death. In that Robin voice. That's not wishing death. And so Wendy chimes in and says, hey, if the fight is between Karen and Giselle, then no one else, Robin, should jump in. And Robin's just, who's this? This isn't the same Wendy from last season. She isn't licking our assholes and trying to be down with us. She has a mind of her own. What is this? So Karen's sick of Wendy's shit, and Karen's sick of Robin's shit, and she go, by the way, Robin, when is your fake wedding with your fake relationship? Why are you all over here? Like, I'm fussing with your friend, not you. And here's Robin. Every time Karen makes a point to call Robin out, what are you talking about, Karen? What are you even talking about? Her only go-to is to act like Karen is not an intellectual or that she doesn't know what she's saying. It's at the end of the dinner. And thank God. And Mia, not only did she take it for Giselle early at the dinner, she is behind Giselle while the girls are wrapping it up. And, oh, should I give you my number? Take down my phone number. Yeah. So, cut. They show Mia's actual life because we haven't seen it yet. And her husband's name is Gordon. And she starts talking about the age gap, which we think is somewhere between 30 and 36 years of an age gap. We still don't know. I'm gonna need to see her identification first because I don't trust her now. Mia owns a chain of chiropractic clinics throughout in different cities. And Gordon seems to be annoyed that Mia is a working mom and an entrepreneur and trying to juggle everything at one time. She seems to have less and less time for the relationship and for the family because she is a businesswoman. And this was the same incident we had with Ray with last season, with trying to get over the fact that he was for like 40 years the breadwinner and he is not anymore. Like, these men can't get over it. The fact that their women go out and make the money and start making more money than them after they have for so many years. I would think that it would be time to, you know, give one person a break and let the other person switch off. But I guess men get so egotistical. They don't like, you know, they don't like not, I guess, being financially in control, because they feel like then they're not in control with everything else. It's weird. Then they cut to Candace, who is showcasing her acting skills. And boy, do we know how she is the best actress. Remember this, y'all? Y'all remember this? I put a sticky on the mirror today because it just... that. So we all know she can act her ass off. Okay, so as far as I know, she is going to be on a movie and a TV show, and plus she's working on her MBA from Howard. So she's got a lot going on, and she's working on her music career. So I guess we're gonna get more than "I don't know, has a heart, where to start." I guess we're gonna get more than that. We're gonna get more than one song. And they talk about the fact that her husband Chris is her manager. I was wondering what the fuck he did for a living, because can't nobody tell me he's a chef around there opening up cans of corn and serving frozen fruit and vegetable. I don't believe you. Ashley lies, telling her mom that her and Michael are on the same page. And then she tells her that sex with them is awkward. And it seems like the way she's describing to her mom, yes, I don't want to have sex vaginally, but I have 2 other holes. And then she said something about, so she just lays on her side, and I guess both of the holes are exposed then. So then Michael can either lay on his side and they can do each other, or he can just, while she's on her side, go from the back and get the second hole, because there's 2 holes. He can get creative. There's still plenty to do with 2 holes. And I could never have that fucking conversation with my mother. That is just weird. Cut to Robin pays a visit to go see Giselle, and Giselle shows her the finished part of the West Wing. I misinterpreted some of what's going on with Giselle's home. Giselle does not live in her entire home. She only lives in a portion of the home. The rest of the home is being renovated. And so she's showing Robin the part of the house that is done, and Robin says, well, the inside of the house is great, but the outside is horrible. And so I said, well, wait a minute now. Robin is her stick girl, her ride or die, her right hand man. Surely I've overlooked something. So I went back to look at the house again, and so scratch my last video. This shit is toe up from the flow up. There is a house that she built on to the house that she did buy. It is hideous, but the West Wing part that she has done inside does look okay. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that. Giselle does admit to Robin that Karen was correct last season, that Jamal really does only live in her phone. And because of the pandemic, they just can't seem to make it work. So they're just gonna let it go. Meanwhile, Candace FaceTimes and Giselle is saved by the bell, because I don't want to hear that shit. And Candace is like, ladies, what's going on? The ladies let Candace know about Mia and her so excited and amped about having her clit done. And Giselle gets up and does this little dance. I got my clit done. 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 It's funny. It's humorous. So they cut to Wendy's scene. Her mom and her sister comes over for dinner. They're having some Nigeria food. Wendy is baffled that when she told her mom that she does no longer want to be a professor, a college professor, which I heard somewhere, a little birdie told me she ain't really no college professor. She's an assistant professor. Anyway, y'all ain't hear from me. Anyway, she don't want to do that no more. She wanted to sell essential home oils, and she already had a name for it called Oil Essentials. And I gotta be honest, when I heard Wendy say that yes, I have some degrees, and yes, I have landed a job in my field and I'm successful, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I want to do something creative. No, I don't have as many degrees as Wendy, but I do have some credentials, and I have, you know, broken some barriers and got into the job force of my career. And I feel the same. Like, I just feel like sometimes you just don't be happy even after all that, and you just only feel happy in your creative side. Like, I feel the happiest when I'm talking to y'all, or when I'm doing my modeling, or when I'm creating. So I feel her on what she's saying about that. Sometimes it's just about happiness and not about what you are. Anywho, I didn't mean to rant. Y'all don't give a fuck no way. Karen sends out the invitations for the love party, and everybody gets their invitations. Candace says, I don't know, I might go. I'm still not feeling Karen because she won't give me my victim hat from last season when I was dabbing my eyes and placing my sticky notes. That bitch didn't want to be on my side, so I don't know. Cut to Giselle throwing her invitation from Karen in the trash, which is unfortunate because it looks like it took a lot of work put into it. It had little chocolates attached to it, or whatever the case is. Of course, Robin gets hers, and that's confused again. What is this? Karen, what is this? I don't know what this is. What's she talking about? And Juan just walks past her and goes, count me out. Like, I'm sick of all y'all bitches. So, then cut to the party. Mia and Gordon show up first. It seems like Gordon and Ray will get along really well. They seem to have a lot in common. And then next is Wendy and Eddie. They show up. Mia asks, is Giselle coming? And says, well, why would she be coming? She's not in a relationship. And I'm like, Mia, right now you're starting to confuse me, girl, because you was just all on Giselle dick at the party. Anyway, I digress. So, Ashley is the next visitor or party guest that comes. She does not have Michael in tow. Candace shows up with Chris. She's a bit apprehensive, but she knows at some point, you know, we just got to let this go and move on. And not only does she come to Karen's party, she invites Karen to her home. And I'm not usually a Candace fan, but I see growth in Karen, at least in this scene or in this particular moment. And so, you just never know, I guess. So the ladies sit around and chat for a bit, and Mia, for some reason, we get back on Mia's plastic pussy, and I don't know why we keep staying on Mia's plastic clit or her plastic pussy, but here we are again. So, she says that she didn't get a plastic pussy because she had so many babies, and she, you know, it lost its elasticity. No, it's lost its elasticity because she has had too many dicks, gotten it in too much. She reveals it really quick. To be the newest girl on the cast, she really does say the most. She's had the most wild moments for me so far on every scene. So, and then she goes on and says something to the effect that Karen is a role model or something like that. And Wendy interjects and says, now, how can Karen be a role model when at the dinner table you said that you can read Giselle's soul and she has a good soul and you were taken up for her? Now that she's not here, Karen is a good role model. What's up with that? You flip-flopping? What's up? What's up? So, Mia says that Karen told me to judge everyone for myself. She said that she's not putting anything in my head, that she can, whoever I mesh with is who I mesh with. She said the word mesh 50 times, so we're all meshing. That was fucked up that she said that Ray would be 6 foot under before she loses her looks, because who talks about someone's death? And again, Wendy says, but even after she said the stuff about Ray being buried and 6 foot under, you still asked for her phone number afterwards. So it was really good. So apparently Mia sees that Wendy's not here for her bullshit. She's not here to play. Production actually flashed back to every time Mia said one thing and then did another. You are offended that Giselle said something about this man's death, yet after she said it, you wouldn't ask for her phone number. Girl, this ain't how you want to play this game. Haven't you watched the shows? Tell me you did not do your research before you came here. Anyway, Mia says, look, I just told her she had a good soul and everything just to bring peace in the home because they was arguing back and forth, which you should have did, Wendy, because it was your damn home. And Wendy was like, see here, now look at here. You're not going to come for me because I'm not coming for you. I'm just saying, you know, the shit you said. So they go back and forth just like anybody else do. No, girl, no, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's doing this. And then Wendy said, no, get your hand out my face. And Mia said, but I have it in your face. And what are you going to do? And girl, I just felt the dun 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 dun. I just felt a flashback from last season, season 5. Monique and Candace, hands in my face. Oh, my hands in your face. Are you gonna drag me? And I'm like, no, nope, 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 nope. Skirt. We're not taking it there. Stop. Back the fuck up. Wendy's like, no, we're not. We're not even gonna give Candace PTSD and do this. Anyway, moving along. This is a Valentine's and a love party, damn it. So later on, they're playing a live game, a dating game. Sort of like the newlywed game, but you know, some people been married 50 years, so it ain't newly. So we see a couple of things about the dating game they played. It was funny that Wendy bullied Eddie into erasing his answer when they asked who else in the cast do you find attractive. What other ladies do you in the cast do you find attractive? I think he wrote Mia, and she was like, bitch, if you don't erase it, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you and leave you right here. He erased it and was like, no one, no one, no one. See? So I peeped that. And then I peeped when they asked the question of where's the most creative place that everyone had sex at? They was all boring. Anyway, the person that won that round to me was Karen and Ray, because they had sex on the countertop in the kitchen and then on the kitchen floor, and that's where their daughter was conceived. I think I can one up that. I had sex in the dressing room of Sensations. That's my most freakiest place. So beat that. Ha! Bet you can't. So the party, the love party, ended up being a success. Everybody ended up having fun. It was so great to see Candace come to the party and try to mend fences with Giselle. She did say she is carrying some baggage from last season. All is not forgiven, but she's trying to move forward. I see a little growth in Candace. Didn't want to admit it, but I do. Anywho, that's my deals. Was Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6, episode 2. Stay tuned. I will review episode 3. It seems like Mia and Wendy are gonna give me some good laughs right along with Giselle and Karen Huger, I think. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, not gonna hold you too much longer. This is Crown Television, where we're all about our crowns and never about them clowns. I'm your host, Terry J. Like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.